This is Jack Lockjaw, and this is my review of World of Final Fantasy, the new JRPG by Square Enix. I won't go too in-depth into the story in this review. This has a typical JRPG style plot featuring amnesia, destiny, and I'm sure taking down a god at the end that has multiple true forms. This game even has 2 waking up scenes in the first couple minutes. I will try to do this game a service and try to avoid some comparisons to Pokemon, starting now. The graphics in this game look really great. The character models and textures are really well done, and overall they lend themselves well to the art style. The scenery of some of the areas that you walk around, the particle effects, and the character animations are just really top notch. I also appreciate the cinematography of the cutscenes. There was clearly an effort to use artistic camera angles and blocking that made this more interesting than what could have been a security camera style point of view of people standing around talking. This game is obviously going to be filled with references to other Final Fantasy games. These are everywhere. They range from background dressing to the less than subtle. I think that some will feel that this will put a barrier of entry into the game that is intimidatingly high, and will give the impression that without extensive Final Fantasy knowledge, one would be completely lost. While I do think your experience would be enhanced, I don't think that not playing the previous games would prevent you from enjoying this game. That's not to say this game is for just anyone. Right off the bat, this game lets you know exactly what it is. It has a very distinct art style that accurately projects what you've signed up for, and I would say that you'll know within minutes whether or not you've made a horrible mistake. Many people would be able to tell just from the trailer. This game contains chibi characters, patented anime-style bodily expressions, and some real grown-worthy humor.
We're outnumbered, Kupo!
Now what, Kupo?
Stop saying Kupo and fight, Kupo! Oops, huh?
Also, the lip syncing was not adjusted for English voice acting.
So, if we do manage to find all the lost mirages, does that mean we'll be able to remember the things we forgot?
You'll either find all of this charming, or you won't. The game also has a lot of systems and mechanics to learn. At the beginning of the game, there are a lot of tutorials and tips.
Out there. To take action, you need to spend something called action points, also known as AP. You automatically gain a little bit of AP each time your turn comes around in battle. Every time you find a new mirage depends on the point. It'll be recorded in the make sure to use them once. Although, it will cost me a life to do it, so I hope you don't mind if I rest for a little while afterwards. If you happen to know the location magic,
9 wood hills of an alternate location with a suitable strong connection. Additional terms, conditions, and restrictions may apply.
Okay.
I'm not sure I caught every single word, but I guess I agree.
A lot of this will be fairly old hat to JRPG veterans, but it can be daunting to get these pop-ups 6 or 7 hours into the game. The game's core mechanic centers around catching mirages, which is just the name they've given to the cutified versions of classic Final Fantasy monsters they put into the game. Some of these can be caught by simply getting them to low health, and others require a special kind of attack or status ailment. When you catch them, you can put them into your stack. Each mirage will have a different size, and each stack can consist of a small, medium, and large component. Depending on whether you use the giant or Lilican form, your character will fill the medium or large position in the stack.
the HP of everyone in the stack gets the added together. Like they say, strengthen the numbers.
Oh, so it's like combining into a super robot.
Better than yet, your magic and other abilities have the potential to change too. It all depends on how your stack is configured.
When you fight with them, they'll level up, which will increase their stats, and you'll get points to spend on their Mirage board, where you'll unlock new abilities, stat boosts, or new upgraded forms. Some of the Mirages will have abilities that you can use on the field. You'll also use them from time to time to solve minor puzzles. The combat is a classic turn-based battle system. You have a timeline indicating when your turn will come up again. You get a simplified menu with quick selections of basic actions, but you can swap to a more classic menu with more options each turn. This is actually pretty refreshing for turn-based RPG fans. One of the nicest features they added was the ability to hold down a button to speed up the timeline, so you're not just stuck watching everyone's turn come back. The tactics in the battles are pretty straightforward, with the added element of your stack stability. Your stack can only withstand so much, and some attacks will knock over your stack automatically. During each battle, you can also use your unlocked champions, where Final Fantasy characters you met will essentially take the place of summons and perform extremely powerful attacks. There's enough here of a classic turn-based RPG to make this more than just a too cute fanservice game. The story has been fairly simplistic as far as I've played it, but I've enjoyed it, and I'll probably see it through to the end. There are small nitpicks that I have. Like in many RPGs, there are battles that you're forced to fight in that you can't win. Which is okay, because I totally didn't use any items. But there are things and attention to detail that I really liked. I love that you can use the game console in the Twins room and access a bestiary and a character glossary. As a big fan of game art, it's nice when a game includes a way to check out the character models and animations. Here they give small bios and a list from which games the characters originate. They even have the Japanese and English voice actors, which is a fantastic touch. It was cool to see that Jennifer Hale voiced for one of these characters.
Well, no matter. A chase is more to my liking. I tire of simply waiting.
This game also shines with the small details. I love this moment at the beginning where Anna Crow drinks coffee and gives a warm smile. Anyway, all of this brings me to the big question. Who is this game for? Clearly this is meant for fans of Final Fantasy, but I would argue that this game is for fans of turn-based RPGs, which is a game genre we don't see too often on the major consoles. This game is for completionists. While I'm sure you can easily breeze through this game without ever digging around the levels, this game is sure to please those gamers that want to scour everything to fill out that bestiary. And this game is for people who saw the little chibi characters and the cutesy aesthetic and didn't even hesitate to still give this game consideration. And who should avoid this game? The type of people that saw all the cameos and heard all the remixed songs and felt like a corporation was trying to use nostalgia to mine their childhood for money. You should avoid this if you feel like taking away your control of the game to bombard you with cutscenes is a failure of game design. And you should definitely avoid this game if you have shame in your heart and you have friends that will ridicule you if they walk in on you playing a game with talking animals. Overall, I was really surprised by this game. I wasn't going to pick it up, but I'm actually kind of glad I did. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. You can reach me on Twitter under Jack Lockjaw. I'm also on Twitch, also under Jack Lockjaw, although to be completely honest, these videos have taken up most of my time, so I haven't been on there. And you can send me an email at corruptsavemail@gmail.com.
So then, you going? You going? Will you journey to Grimoire?
And lastly, I actually have a tip for those people who are going to play this game. Sometimes you can use the imprison mechanic to defeat enemies that are a much higher level than yourself. If you manage to catch it, you'll get a nice boost in levels from all the experience points as if you had just taken it down. Have a good one, everybody.
Yeah.